Hello again, my friend. It is so good to have you here, settling into the quiet of the night. Tonight, I want to take your imagination on a gentle journey, far beyond the familiar planets, to a place where the sun is just a distant, peaceful star. As you lie there, picture the very edge of our solar system, a soft, icy veil that cradles everything we know. Let your body become heavy and relaxed. Let your breathing slow to a calm, steady rhythm, and allow the day to dissolve away. Now, let's begin. I promise to guide you through the serene mysteries of the Oort Cloud, sharing one calming fact at a time. If sleep finds you before we finish, that is perfectly fine. These stories will be here waiting for you. And if these quiet nights bring you comfort, I warmly invite you to subscribe so I can be your companion whenever you need rest. Now, let's drift into our first fact. Imagine a vast spherical shell of frozen fragments, a silent halo that marks the true edge of our solar system. This is the Oort Cloud, a gentle reservoir of billions of icy bodies, extending far beyond the familiar Kuiper belt. It acts as a quiet guardian, holding these dormant worlds in a slow, eternal dance, bound only by the faintest whisper of the sun's gravity. The stillness here is profound, a place where time itself seems to stretch and soften. Picture these ancient fragments, like scattered diamonds in the velvet void, defining the boundary where our star's influence finally yields to the interstellar sea. It is a realm of deep, unbroken peace, a celestial shell that cradles our entire cosmic home. To grasp the immense scale of this icy veil, imagine a distance so vast that light itself takes years to cross it. The Oort Cloud may stretch up to 100,000 astronomical units from the sun, nearly 2 light-years into the darkness. From that distant shore, our sun would appear not as a blazing disk, but as a single calm point of light, no brighter than a planet in our night sky. The space between is a profound silence, filled only with the slow, patient drift of these frozen wanderers. It is a humbling thought to consider how this shimmering sphere wraps our solar system in a final, gentle embrace, where the sun's warmth is but a distant memory. From this distant cloud, long-period comets begin their slow, meditative journeys. These icy bodies spend thousands of years in silent orbit, like sleeping giants in a deep freeze, until a subtle nudge awakens them. A passing star or a gentle gravitational shift can disturb their slumber, sending them on a quiet pilgrimage toward the inner solar system. As they drift inward, they carry the pristine ice of the outer darkness, slowly transforming as they feel the first hints of warmth. Their journey is a patient one, a silent testament to the vastness of space, spanning eons. When they finally grace our skies, they bring a piece of that distant, icy realm, a fleeting visitor from the very edge of our cosmic neighborhood.
The Oort Cloud is thought to be a celestial time capsule, preserving the pristine materials from the birth of our sun, roughly 4.6 billion years ago. Deep within this frozen archive, ancient fragments of ice and rock float in a perfect, unbroken deep freeze. They are the untouched remnants of our solar system's infancy, holding the original ingredients of planets and stars. Each body is a silent record, its composition unchanged since the dawn of our cosmic neighborhood. To study them would be to read the first pages of our story written in ice and rock. In their quiet drift, they guard the secret history of how we came to be, a gentle reminder of the ancient past that still surrounds us.
Astronomers believe the Oort Cloud was not born in its current home, but was gently pushed outward by the gravitational influence of the giant planets. In the early solar system, Jupiter and Saturn acted like cosmic shepherds, their immense gravity softly nudging the smaller icy bodies. Over eons, these planetary giants were like soft brushes, sweeping the debris into a wide, floating sphere. It was a slow, patient process, not a violent expulsion, but a quiet migration to the edges of the sun's influence. These icy wanderers were carried away from the warmth, settling into their distant, silent orbits. Now, they form a delicate halo, a living memory of the solar system's formative years, sculpted by the soft hands of gravity. Let us now turn our gaze to the outermost reaches of our solar system, to a realm of quiet mystery and frozen beauty. The Oort Cloud remains entirely invisible to our telescopes, a vast and theoretical realm that exists only in the quiet calculations of astronomers. We cannot see it directly, yet we know it is there because of the graceful paths of the comets that occasionally drift down from the void to visit us. These icy travelers, like silent messengers, trace long, elliptical journeys that hint at a distant origin, a place where the sun's influence fades into the cosmic background. Imagine a region so far away that the light from our star takes over a year to reach it, a boundary where our solar system whispers its final secrets into the interstellar night. It is a domain of pure wonder, hidden in the darkness, yet its presence is felt in the gentle arcs of these celestial wanderers. Each comet that graces our skies is a fleeting postcard from this unseen frontier, a reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond our sight, waiting to be imagined with quiet curiosity. The Oort Cloud invites us to ponder the vastness of space and the delicate threads that connect us to the distant reaches of our own solar system, a silent guardian of frozen secrets. The objects within the Oort Cloud are composed primarily of volatile ices, such as water, ammonia, and methane. These materials exist in a state of quiet frozen slumber, preserved by temperatures that hover just a few degrees above absolute zero. Imagine a stillness so profound that even the molecules themselves barely move, locked in a crystalline embrace. The cold is so deep that it feels like a physical presence, a silent blanket that wraps around each icy body. In this realm, time seems to stand still, and the ices remain unchanged for eons, waiting for a gentle nudge to begin their long journey inward. It is a place of perfect preservation, where the building blocks of our solar system are kept in a pristine, frozen archive. The faint glow of distant starlight might occasionally dance across these frozen surfaces, but it brings no warmth, only a soft illumination that highlights the quiet beauty of this cosmic deep freeze. Each icy body is a time capsule, holding the secrets of our solar system's birth in its frozen heart, a silent witness to the eons that have passed. The Oort Cloud is shaped like a soft, translucent bubble that envelops the entire solar system in a protective embrace. Unlike the flat disk of the planets, which orbits in a single plane, the Oort Cloud is a three-dimensional sphere. This means that comets can drift toward Earth from any direction in the sky, not just along the familiar paths of the planets. Imagine a delicate gossamer shell that surrounds our cosmic home, its boundaries blurred and gentle. It is as if the solar system is cradled within a vast ethereal cocoon, with icy wanderers poised to journey inward from every corner of the heavens. This spherical shape adds to the mystery, for it suggests that the cloud is a remnant of the primordial nebula that gave birth to the sun and planets, a soft echo of our origins. The bubble is not a solid barrier but a diffuse collection of countless icy bodies, each one a tiny world in its own right, suspended in the quiet darkness. From within this sphere, a comet might begin its long fall toward the sun, its path a gentle curve that carries it across the sky from any point, a surprise waiting to be discovered. Gravity in the Oort Cloud is incredibly delicate, as the sun's pull is very weak at such immense distances. This allows the icy bodies to float in a slow, rhythmic dance, barely influenced by the distant movements of the galaxy. Imagine a ballet performed in slow motion, where each icy wanderer moves to a music that spans millions of years. The gravitational tether from the sun is so faint that it feels like a gentle suggestion rather than a commanding force. These objects drift in a state of near weightlessness, their paths shaped by the subtle whispers of passing stars and the tidal pull of the Milky Way. It is a dance of patience and grace, where a single orbit might take thousands of years to complete, a testament to the quiet power of cosmic forces. In this serene realm, the icy bodies are like dancers in a cosmic waltz, their movements so slow that they seem frozen in time, yet they are always in motion, responding to the faintest of gravitational nudges. The delicate balance of forces means that a slight disturbance, like the passage of a nearby star, can send one of these wanderers on a new path, a journey that might eventually bring it into the inner solar system as a comet. As you imagine the Oort Cloud, picture a serene, endless field of sparkling ice crystals drifting in the quietest part of space. It is a place of profound stillness, where the light of distant stars casts a soft, silver glow over a million frozen wanderers. Each crystal glints faintly, like a tiny diamond scattered across an infinite velvet canvas. The silence here is so deep that it feels like a presence, a gentle weight that soothes the mind. In this cosmic meadow, the icy bodies float in a timeless reverie, their surfaces kissed by the faintest starlight. It is a scene of breathtaking tranquility, a reminder of the beauty that exists in the most remote corners of our universe, waiting to be discovered in our dreams. The soft glow illuminates the edges of each icy fragment, creating a tapestry of light and shadow that stretches on forever, a silent symphony of frozen light. This is the Oort Cloud, a place of quiet wonder, where the universe holds its breath and the stars watch over a sea of sleeping ice. And so, as we drift back from this distant realm, we carry with us the image of that serene, sparkling field, a gentle reminder of the quiet mysteries that await us in the vastness of space. Imagine a vast and gentle sphere of icy fragments, wrapping our solar system in a soft, protective cocoon. This is the Oort Cloud, a distant realm where the sun's gravitational embrace slowly fades into the quiet stillness of interstellar space. It extends far beyond the familiar planets, a silent sentinel at the outermost boundary of our cosmic home. Here, countless frozen bodies drift in a slow, eternal dance, held loosely by the fading warmth of our star. It is a place of profound mystery, a delicate veil between the known and the infinite dark. Astronomers believe this shimmering cloud is the ancestral home of long-period comets, those rare visitors that grace our skies with their luminous tails. These icy wanderers can take millions of years to complete a single orbit, their paths so vast that they seem almost frozen in time. When a passing star or a gentle galactic tide disturbs this quiet realm, it nudges a sleeping comet from its ancient perch. The icy body begins a slow, graceful drift toward the inner solar system, a journey of eons that starts with the faintest whisper of motion. It is a quiet awakening, a subtle shift in the deep cold, that eventually brings these celestial travelers into our view. The scale of the Oort Cloud is truly breathtaking, reaching from about 2,000 to 100,000 astronomical units from the Sun. To visualize this, remember that 1 astronomical unit is the distance from the Earth to the Sun, a journey that light completes in just over 8 minutes. Now, imagine that distance multiplied thousands of times, stretching deep into the velvet dark of the galactic void. At such remote distances, the Sun would appear as just another bright star, and its warmth is a distant memory. This immense expanse is a quiet, frozen sea, where time seems to stand still and the silence is absolute. These distant objects are composed primarily of frozen water, ammonia, and methane, existing in a state of deep, peaceful hibernation. They are like time capsules, preserving the original chemistry of the solar nebula from over 4.6 billion years ago. Each icy body holds the pristine materials that formed our sun and planets, a frozen archive of our origins. In this cold, dark sanctuary, they remain unchanged, untouched by the heat and chaos of the inner solar system. They drift silently, carrying the secrets of our cosmic birth, waiting patiently for a gentle nudge that might send them on a journey toward the light. While the Kuiper belt is shaped like a flat disk, the Oort Cloud is a soft, rounded sphere. This unique shape suggests that the sun's gravity gently guided these objects into a wide, floating embrace over eons of time. It is as if the sun, in its final gravitational gesture, gathered these icy remnants into a vast protective halo. This spherical cocoon envelops the solar system, a quiet guardian at the edge of the known. It reminds us that even in the deepest darkness, there is a structure, a gentle order, holding everything in a silent, cosmic hug. Some astronomers believe the Oort Cloud may not have been born here at all, but was instead gathered from the stars. In the sun's earliest days, when it was still nestled within a crowded stellar nursery, it may have reached out with its gravity and gently stolen icy bodies from passing neighbors. Imagine a cosmic dance of exchange, where each young star traded comets like gifts, weaving a shared heritage across the galaxy. The comets we see today might be orphans from distant suns, now bound in a slow, silent orbit around our own. This idea transforms the Oort Cloud from a simple shell into a living archive of the galaxy's history, a collection of frozen travelers from countless unknown systems. Out there, in that distant realm, the space between objects is so immense that collisions are almost unimaginable. Each icy body drifts in profound isolation, separated from its nearest neighbor by tens of millions of miles. The silence is not merely an absence of sound, but a deep, rhythmic stillness that has persisted for billions of years. These solitary wanderers move in a slow, eternal ballet, their paths so wide and unhurried that they might never know the touch of another. It is a place of perfect, patient solitude, where the only measure of time is the slow crawl of a distant sun. Even the galaxy itself reaches out to touch this quiet sphere. The Milky Way's gentle gravitational tide, born from the combined mass of billions of stars, creates a subtle breathing motion in the Oort Cloud. This galactic rhythm, soft as a whisper, slowly stretches and shifts the orbits of these distant ice mountains. Occasionally, this gentle tug is enough to dislodge a comet from its ancient resting place, sending it on a million-year pilgrimage toward the inner solar system. Each falling star, each comet that graces our skies, is a note in this cosmic symphony, a messenger from the cloud's slow, tidal dance. We have never seen the Oort Cloud directly, and perhaps we never will. Its inhabitants are too small, too dim, too far for even our most powerful telescopes to glimpse. Instead, we read its story in the soft glowing trails of long-period comets that visit our skies. Each comet is a letter from the edge, carrying in its icy heart the chemical memory of our solar system's birth. By studying these celestial messengers, scientists can map the invisible, like tracing the shape of a forest by watching the leaves that blow in from beyond the horizon. The cloud itself remains a beautiful, hidden architecture, revealed only through its gentle, fleeting gifts. Picture the outermost edge of the Oort Cloud, where the sun's influence finally fades. There is no sudden wall, no sharp boundary, only a gradual transition from a faint golden glow to the deep velvet indigo of interstellar space. The solar wind, which rushes past Earth in a torrent, here becomes a mere whisper, then a sigh, then nothing at all. It is a place of soft endings where our sun's domain does not crash against the cosmos, but instead slowly, peacefully, dissolves into it. The solar system ends not with a bang, but with a quiet, fading breath, returning its borrowed matter to the infinite dark. Hey there, are you still drifting with me? That's perfectly all right. You don't need to be awake for this, but if you are, just know there are so many more of these quiet wonders waiting for you. If you're enjoying this journey, a like helps other night owls find their way here too. Far beyond the familiar planets, in the deep, quiet dark, there is a soft cocoon of ice. This is the Oort Cloud, a vast spherical shell that gently envelops our entire solar system. It stretches so far that it reaches nearly 2,000 times the distance from the Sun to our own Earth. Out here, the Sun is not a blazing fire, but a faint, distant star, barely a whisper of light in the endless velvet black. The cloud is a boundary, a tender edge where our solar system fades into the silent ocean of interstellar space. It is a place of profound stillness, a dreamlike halo cradling everything we know. This distant realm is the ancestral home of the long-period comets. For millions of years, these frozen wanderers drift in a quiet, dormant state, suspended in the cold. They sleep, untouched by time, in a peaceful equilibrium. Then, a subtle gravitational nudge, perhaps from a passing star or a gentle ripple in the galaxy, stirs one from its slumber. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, it begins a long, graceful pilgrimage toward the warmth of the inner solar system. It is a journey of ages, a slow awakening from a billion-year dream. Scientists believe the Oort Cloud was born in the solar system's infancy, in a time of soft chaos. As the giant planets Jupiter and Saturn danced in their orbits, their gravity tenderly pushed drifting gas and dust outward. Trillions of icy fragments were cast into the deep, silent reaches of space, like seeds scattered on a cosmic wind. There they found a peaceful equilibrium, floating in the cold, dark stillness. This gentle scattering created a distant spherical nursery, a quiet refuge where these frozen remnants could rest undisturbed for eons. Though the Oort Cloud holds billions of objects, it is a place of profound emptiness. Each icy body is separated from its neighbor by vast, velvet black stretches of space. Millions of miles of quiet solitude lie between one frozen wanderer and the next. It is a realm of deep, unbroken silence, where encounters are rare and time flows like a slow, endless river. The cloud is not a crowded field but a sparse, ethereal mist of lonely travelers, each adrift in its own pocket of night. These drifting objects are made of water ice, frozen methane, and ammonia. They are like shimmering, dirty snowballs, preserved in the deep freeze of space. For billions of years, they have remained unchanged, a quiet archive of the solar system's earliest days. They hold the ancient story of our cosmic origins, a memory of the gentle chaos that shaped the planets. In their frozen hearts, they carry the whispers of creation, waiting in the dark, dreaming of the day they might journey toward the light. Tladbig far beyond the familiar planets, in the deep, quiet dark, there is a soft cocoon of ice. This is the Oort Cloud, a vast spherical shell that gently envelops our entire solar system. It stretches so far that it reaches nearly 2,000 times the distance from the Sun to our own Earth. Out here, the Sun is not a blazing fire but a faint, distant star, barely a whisper of light in the endless velvet black. The cloud is a tender boundary, a dreamy halo where our solar system fades softly into the silent ocean of interstellar space. It is a place of profound stillness, cradling everything we know in its cold, gentle embrace. This distant realm is the ancestral home of the long-period comets. For millions of years, these frozen wanderers drift in a quiet, dormant state, suspended in the deep cold. They sleep, untouched by time, in a peaceful equilibrium. Then, a subtle gravitational nudge, perhaps from a passing star or a ripple in the galaxy, stirs one from its slumber. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, it begins a long, graceful pilgrimage toward the warmth of the inner solar system. It is a journey of ages, a slow awakening from a billion-year dream, as the comet drifts silently toward the light. Scientists believe the Oort cloud was formed in the solar system's infancy, during a time of soft cosmic choreography. The giant planets, Jupiter and Saturn, danced in their orbits, their gravity tenderly pushing drifting gas and dust outward. Trillions of icy fragments were cast into the deep, silent reaches of space, like seeds scattered on a gentle wind. There they found a peaceful equilibrium, floating in the cold, dark stillness. This distant nursery became a quiet refuge, where these frozen remnants could rest undisturbed for eons, cradled by the soft pull of the distant sun. Though the Oort cloud contains billions of objects, it is a place of profound emptiness. Each icy body is separated from its neighbor by vast velvet black stretches of space. Millions of miles of quiet solitude lie between one frozen wanderer and the next. It is a realm of deep, unbroken silence, where encounters are rare and time flows like a slow, endless river. The cloud is not a crowded field but a sparse, ethereal mist of lonely travelers, each adrift in its own pocket of night, dreaming in the dark. These drifting objects are made of water ice, frozen methane, and ammonia. They are like shimmering, dirty snowballs, preserved in the deep freeze of space. For billions of years, they have remained unchanged, a quiet archive of the solar system's earliest days. They hold the ancient story of our cosmic origins, a memory of the gentle chaos that shaped the planets. In their frozen hearts, they carry the whispers of creation, waiting in the dark, dreaming of the day they might journey toward the light. Far beyond the familiar planets, at the very edge of our solar system, there exists a quiet and gentle boundary. This is where the warmth of the sun finally fades into the coolness of interstellar space. The outer limit of the Oort cloud marks this transition, a place where the sun's gravitational embrace softly lets go. Beyond this floating threshold, the quiet pull of other distant stars begins to guide the icy fragments. They drift in a slow, silent dance, caught between the familiar light of our home and the endless, dark mysteries of the galaxy. It is a realm of profound stillness, where the influence of our star becomes just a faint memory. Because the Oort cloud is so unimaginably far away, it remains completely invisible to our telescopes. It is a beautiful, theoretical mystery hidden in the deepest darkness of space. We cannot see it directly, but we can sense its presence through the gentle, predictable paths of comets that occasionally visit our skies. These long-period comets fall inward from the cloud, their orbits revealing the existence of this vast, unseen realm. They are like quiet messengers traveling for millions of years to bring us a fleeting glimpse of that distant frozen place. In their silent journeys, they carry the story of the Oort Cloud, a story written in ice and starlight. Unlike the flat disk of the planets, the Oort Cloud is shaped like a great, glowing sphere that surrounds our entire solar system. This celestial orb embraces us from every direction, holding countless icy bodies in its soft, expansive curve. Because of this spherical shape, comets can drift toward us from above, below, or the sides, not just along the familiar plane of the planets. It is as if we are nestled inside a delicate, frozen bubble, and visitors can arrive from any corner of the sky. This gentle, all-encompassing structure reminds us that the universe is deep and full of wonder, with mysteries approaching from every angle. It is a quiet embrace, holding us in a sphere of silent potential. Within this distant cloud, the temperatures are incredibly low, hovering just a few degrees above absolute zero. In this profound stillness, the ice remains hard and silent, locked in a frozen slumber that has lasted for billions of years. There is no warmth here, no stirring of molecules, only the deep, quiet cold of a timeless void. The cometary bodies drift in perfect preservation, unchanged since the birth of the solar system. It is a place where time itself seems to pause, holding these ancient travelers in a gentle, icy embrace. They wait in the darkness until some distant gravitational nudge sets them on a new journey inward, toward the light. Imagine the Oort Cloud as a soft, shimmering veil of stardust and ice, floating in the deepest reaches of the void. It serves as a peaceful bridge between the familiar warmth of our home and the endless, quiet mysteries of the wider galaxy. This delicate halo marks the transition from our sun's domain to the vast interstellar sea, a boundary that is not sharp but soft and glowing. In this dreamy space, the cold darkness is filled with the promise of connection, a gentle reminder that we are part of something much larger. The Oort Cloud cradles our solar system in a sphere of frozen light, a silent guardian at the edge of everything we know. It is a place of quiet beauty, where the boundary between our world and the cosmos becomes a soft, shimmering embrace. Far beyond the familiar paths of the planets, where sunlight fades into a gentle glimmer, there lies a vast and silent shell. It is the Oort Cloud, a spherical embrace that surrounds our entire solar system like a soft halo of forgotten starlight. This is the outermost edge of the sun's quiet influence, a serene boundary where its gravitational whisper still holds sway. Here, in the deep stillness, countless icy bodies drift in a slow, eternal dance, untouched by the rush of the inner worlds. It is a place of profound peace, a celestial cradle cradling the remnants of our cosmic dawn. These distant wanderers are made of the most delicate materials, frozen whispers from the beginning of time. They are composed of water ice, ammonia, and methane, fragile crystals that have never felt the warmth of a sun. Each one is a tiny time capsule, preserving the pristine chemical fingerprints of the early solar system. They float in the quiet dark, unchanged for billions of years, holding the secrets of how our planetary family first came to be. In their silent drifting, they are like memories solidified, the original breath of creation caught in an eternal icy sleep. Sometimes, a gentle nudge disturbs this perfect stillness. A passing star might glide by in the distance, or the soft, tidal pull of the galaxy itself might ripple through the cloud. When this happens, one of these sleeping travelers begins a long, slow fall. It starts a journey that will take thousands of years, a graceful descent toward the light and warmth of the inner solar system. We see it then as a long-period comet, a luminous visitor with a glowing tail, a fleeting messenger from the very edge of our celestial home, carrying a story of the deep. The scale of this cloud is almost beyond our imagination, a quiet immensity that stretches into the velvet void. It may reach out to a distance of 100,000 astronomical units from our Sun. To hold that thought, consider that a single astronomical unit is the entire journey from the Earth to the Sun. Now, multiply that journey 100,000 times over. The cloud's outer edge reaches nearly 2 light-years into the darkness, a silent, ghostly sphere that marks the true boundary of our solar system, where the Sun's domain finally yields to the space between the stars. This peaceful halo was born from a time of great movement and change. In the solar system's turbulent youth, countless small icy bodies were scattered by the gravitational force of the giant planets. Worlds like Jupiter and Neptune, in their slow migration, gently pushed these planetesimals outward, like a breath sending dandelion seeds into the air. They settled into a vast, spherical shell, a quiet congregation of primordial fragments. And so, the Oort Cloud remains, a serene and distant memory of our own origins, forever encircling the quiet heart of our solar system. Imagine the Oort Cloud, a realm so distant and dim that no telescope has ever directly seen its icy inhabitants. The objects there are scattered across vast, silent spaces, too faint for our eyes to catch, yet we know this cloud exists through a soft, mathematical whisper. The orbits of comets that grace our skies trace back to this hidden place, revealing its presence in gentle, predictable patterns. It is a secret told not by light, but by the graceful, rhythmic dance of celestial bodies moving through the dark. This knowledge comes to us like a dream, a quiet understanding born from the harmony of the cosmos. The Oort Cloud remains unseen, yet its influence is felt in the silent paths of these icy visitors. Within this cloud, trillions of icy fragments drift in a slow, rhythmic ballet. Each piece moves in its own quiet orbit, part of a vast, unseen ocean of ice. The ice pieces dance in silence, their movements a lullaby for the solar system. This shimmering shell wraps around our home, a protective veil that marks the boundary between our world and the endless interstellar night. It is a place of gentle separation, where the familiar gives way to the unknown. This hidden ocean creates a soft, glowing boundary, a final embrace before the void. Trillions of icy pieces, each one a tiny world, drift in this cosmic sea. They form a delicate, shimmering shell that quietly separates us from the vastness beyond. Some scientists believe this cloud is a collector of cosmic wanderers. In the Sun's earliest journeys, it may have captured stray icy objects from neighboring stars. Imagine these captured fragments, like souvenirs from ancient stellar encounters. They drift in the cloud, silent witnesses to the Sun's youthful travels. These travelers now rest within the Oort Cloud, a quiet gallery of frozen memories from distant suns. Each piece holds a story of another world, gently suspended in the soft darkness. It is a gentle gallery, where cosmic travelers from faraway places find a peaceful home. The Oort Cloud may be a museum of the cosmos, filled with icy artifacts from worlds we will never see. The temperature here is almost unimaginable, hovering just above absolute zero. In this profound cold, time seems to stand still. The icy bodies drift in a state of timeless suspension, moving through the soft shadows of the galaxy. In this deep freeze, the ice remains unchanged for eons, like sleeping memories. The cold is so complete that all motion slows to a dreamlike pace. It is a place where the universe's deepest chill preserves everything in a silent, eternal embrace. Here, in the soft shadows, the icy bodies are like frozen dreams, drifting without end. The temperature is so low that even the atoms move with a gentle, sleepy rhythm. This timeless suspension is a quiet lullaby, a place where the galaxy's heart beats slowly. As you picture the edge of our solar system, see the Oort Cloud as a soft, glowing veil of ice and dust. Picture this veil, gently shimmering with the faintest light. It is a realm of profound stillness where the sun's light is but a distant, shimmering spark in the quiet night. Here, the sun's warmth is only a memory, and the stars beyond seem close enough to touch. This gentle boundary cradles our cosmic home, a final whisper before the vast silence of interstellar space. Let your mind rest here, in this place of peace and quiet wonder. The Oort Cloud is a soft, glowing veil, a dream at the edge of all we know. Imagine a vast, shimmering sphere of icy debris, gently enveloping our entire solar system like a soft cocoon. This is the Oort Cloud, a distant realm that extends far beyond the familiar planets and the Kuiper belt. It reaches out to a distance nearly 2,000 times the span between the Sun and the Earth. In this quiet outer sanctuary, the boundaries of our solar system blur into the silent depths of interstellar space. Here, in the profound stillness, countless icy bodies drift in a slow, eternal dance, their surfaces glinting faintly in the distant starlight. This celestial shell is the outermost edge of our Sun's influence, a place where the solar wind fades into a whisper. This celestial shell is believed to be the quiet birthplace of long-period comets. These icy travelers drift slowly toward the inner solar system over thousands of years, guided by gentle gravitational currents. They carry ancient secrets from the very dawn of our Sun's formation, preserved in a deep, frozen slumber. Each comet is a time capsule, holding the pristine materials that once swirled around our young star. Their journey is a gentle reminder of the vast, patient rhythms of the cosmos. In their frozen hearts, they safeguard the story of our origins, untouched by the warmth that now bathes the inner planets. These messengers from the deep past travel in silence, bearing witness to the birth of our solar system. Because the Oort Cloud is so distant, the Sun's warmth barely reaches its edges. The objects there exist in a state of peaceful, eternal frost. Most of these bodies are composed of frozen water, ammonia, and methane, floating in the silent void. They are like sleeping giants, undisturbed by the bustling activity of the inner solar system. The cold here is not harsh, but a gentle, preserving embrace that keeps everything in a timeless stillness. In this deep freeze, the molecules are locked in a quiet slumber, never changing, never aging. It is a realm of perfect preservation, where the ancient ice holds its form for eons, untouched by the passage of time. Astronomers suggest the Oort Cloud may actually be a collection of remnants from other star systems. These fragments were gently captured by our Sun's gravity billions of years ago as it wandered through the galaxy. This makes the cloud a quiet gallery of interstellar history, holding pieces of distant ancient worlds. Each icy body is a relic from a different time and place, a silent witness to the galaxy's long evolution. They float together in this cosmic museum, sharing their stories without a sound. In their diversity, they reflect the rich tapestry of the universe, a mosaic of frozen memories. The Oort Cloud is not just our boundary, but a bridge to the stars, connecting us to the wider cosmos. The gravitational pull of the Milky Way galaxy softly nudges these icy bodies. Occasionally, it coaxes one to drift inward toward the warmth of the sun. This slow, graceful journey can take millions of years before the comet finally becomes visible to us. As it travels, it gradually awakens, its icy surface beginning to shimmer and glow. It is a patient pilgrimage from the outer darkness to the light, a journey of transformation and revelation. When we see it in our skies, we are witnessing a moment that began long before humanity ever gazed upward. The comet's tail, streaming in the solar wind, is a fleeting brushstroke in the grand canvas of the night, a reminder of the deep, quiet forces that shape our universe. Imagine the solar system not as a flat disk, but as a gentle, spherical embrace. The Oort Cloud is a vast, hazy sphere of ice, cradling us from every direction. Unlike the familiar orbits of planets, which lie in a neat plane, this cloud wraps around us like a blanket of stillness. Whether you gaze up into the night sky or look down into the depths of space, you are held within this invisible boundary. From every angle, from every perspective, we are nestled within its icy reach. It is a quiet, all-encompassing presence, a soft cocoon of frozen light, reminding us that the universe can be both vast and intimate. Long ago, a Dutch astronomer named Jan Oort looked out into the darkness and saw not emptiness but potential. In 1950, he proposed that this cloud is a reservoir for comets, a floating garden of ice. Before Oort, the edge of our solar system was thought to be a lonely, empty place. But he revealed a hidden realm, a spherical shell teeming with frozen wanderers. His vision changed everything, turning the solar system's edge from a void into a populated, serene landscape. Now we imagine countless icy bodies, drifting in silent orbits waiting to be nudged toward the sun. These comets are not lost, but simply resting, held in a gentle gravitational embrace until the galaxy calls them home. It is a place of quiet abundance, a celestial nursery where comets are born from the cold. Within this cloud, there are trillions of icy objects, each one a tiny world of frozen silence. But they are spaced so far apart that the region remains a place of profound stillness. Each object floats in its own pocket of quiet, separated by vast stretches of velvet space. Unlike the crowded inner solar system, where planets jostle and moons whirl, the Oort Cloud is a sanctuary of calm. These trillions of objects are like seeds scattered in a cosmic field, each one a potential comet, a messenger from the deep. Yet in their solitude, they know only peace, drifting in a slow, eternal dance. The stillness here is not empty, but full of a quiet presence, a lullaby of the universe. Imagine floating there, in that endless night, with only the distant glimmer of the sun as a faint memory. The outer edge of the Oort Cloud is where the sun's gentle hold begins to fade. Beyond this shimmering border, the pull of the galaxy takes over, a soft guiding hand. It is a place of subtle shifts, where the sun's warmth is but a distant dream, and the cold of interstellar space begins to whisper. Here, at the very fringe, the solar system softly dissolves into the Milky Way. The gravitational influence of our star becomes a faint, tender thread, and the galactic tide cradles these icy bodies, steering them in a slow cosmic waltz. This is the final transition, the last whisper of our sun's domain before the vastness of the galaxy claims its own. The Oort Cloud's edge is not a sharp line, but a soft fading echo where the solar system breathes its last and the universe begins. In the deep silence of the Oort Cloud, time seems to move more slowly, with objects drifting in wide, sweeping arcs. It is the ultimate sanctuary of the solar system, a place of enduring peace and cold, starlit beauty. Here, the rush of the inner worlds is forgotten, replaced by a timeless, gentle rhythm. The icy bodies glide through the darkness, their paths painted by the faint light of distant suns. This is the final lullaby of our solar system, a song of ice and starlight that has been sung for billions of years. In this frozen cathedral, the universe whispers its oldest secrets, and we are but listeners drifting in the dark. It is a place where the concept of hurry does not exist, where every moment stretches into an eternity of calm. The Oort Cloud holds the memory of our solar system's birth, a frozen archive of the ancient past. Still floating with me? That's lovely. Let the Oort Cloud's quiet embrace hold you, like a soft cosmic blanket. I'll keep whispering, you just drift. Imagine a great silent sphere that wraps around everything we know. The Oort Cloud is this gentle shell holding our solar system in a quiet embrace. It begins far beyond the planets, at a distance of about 2,000 astronomical units from the Sun. From there, it stretches outward into the darkness, reaching as far as 100,000 astronomical units. That is a realm so distant, the Sun is just a faint point of light. It is a place of profound stillness where time itself seems to slow down. It is a realm of deep, quiet mystery, a place where the familiar fades away. This vast, soft boundary marks the transition from our home to the great interstellar void. Within this quiet sanctuary, billions of icy bodies drift in a frozen slumber. They are made of water, ice, ammonia, and methane, the simple ingredients of the early solar system. These are the leftover building blocks, the untouched remnants from the dawn of our cosmic home. They have been floating here for eons, unchanged and peaceful. Each one is a tiny world, a sleeping traveler in the dark. They rest in a deep freeze, waiting for a gentle nudge that might send them on a long journey inward. The silence is absolute, broken only by the slow, gentle dance of gravity. Imagine these ancient fragments, holding the memory of our solar system's birth. They are the silent keepers of our past. Sometimes, a passing star drifts by, and its soft gravity reaches into this cloud. It gently nudges one of these sleeping icy bodies from its resting place. The fragment begins a long, slow fall toward the sun, becoming a long-period comet. These comets visit our inner solar system only once every few thousand years, like rare messengers from the deep. They carry with them the cold of the Oort Cloud, a whisper of that distant realm. As they approach, they light up with a shimmering tail, a brief and beautiful hello from the edge of space. Then they return to the darkness, their journey a slow, graceful arc, a fleeting glimpse of the infinite. The cloud itself has two serene layers. Like the petals of a cosmic flower, there is a dense inner core, where the icy bodies are closer together, held more firmly by the sun's gentle pull. Beyond that lies a diffused outer halo, where they drift more freely, feeling the subtle influence of other galaxies. This delicate structure keeps everything in a perfect floating balance. It is a dance of gravity, so slow and so soft that it feels like a dream. The fragments are suspended between the warmth of our sun and the vast cold pull of the universe beyond. In this balance, they can rest for billions of years, a perfect silent harmony. So far from the sun, the light that reaches the Oort Cloud is just a faint shimmering glimmer. It is an eternal twilight, where the sun is no brighter than a distant star. The temperature here stays near absolute zero, the coldest possible.
Scientists believe the Oort Cloud was formed long ago, when the giant planets gently nudged smaller icy bodies away from the warm center of our solar system. Jupiter and Neptune, with their immense gravity, softly pushed these frozen fragments outward like a mother guiding her children to a safe distance. The icy objects drifted slowly through the darkness, moving farther and farther from the sun's light. Over countless ages, they settled into a wide, protective ring, a quiet boundary that now cradles the entire solar system in its distant embrace. The sheer scale of this cloud is truly breathtaking, a sphere so vast it marks the outermost reach of the sun's gravitational hold. Here, at the very edge of our cosmic home, the sun's influence fades into a gentle whisper. Beyond this floating veil of icy bodies, the vast and silent emptiness of interstellar space begins. It is a place where the familiar warmth of our star gives way to an eternal, peaceful darkness, a quiet threshold between our world and the infinite unknown. Each icy object in the cloud is like a tiny, frozen time capsule, perfectly preserved since the birth of our solar system. They hold within them the chemical signatures of the early nebula, the primordial dust and gas that once swirled around our young sun. By studying these distant travelers, we can learn the quiet secrets of how our planetary home first began to form. They are silent messengers from a time before Earth existed, carrying stories of creation in their ancient, crystalline hearts. The movement of these icy bodies is slow and rhythmic, a gentle pulse in the deep darkness. They trace wide, sweeping orbits that take millions of years to complete, each journey a patient pilgrimage around the sun. There is no rush here, no urgency, only a slow celestial dance of patience and time. They glide through the void with a grace that speaks of eternity, their paths so gradual that a single orbit outlasts entire species on Earth. Imagine the Oort Cloud as a soft, translucent blanket of stardust and ice, wrapping tenderly around the solar system. It is a place of profound stillness, where the echoes of the ancient universe drift in a peaceful, endless void. Here, time itself seems to slow, and the boundaries between past and present blur into a quiet, shimmering haze. This distant realm holds the memory of our origins, a silent guardian at the edge of everything we know. Far beyond the familiar planets, where sunlight fades into a soft and distant glimmer, there is a place of quiet wonder. It is a vast, spherical shell of icy remnants that gently envelops our entire solar system like a shimmering veil. This is the Oort Cloud, a celestial sanctuary that stretches from roughly 2,000 astronomical units to as far as 100,000 astronomical units from the sun. At that outermost edge, the sun's gravitational embrace becomes little more than a whisper, and true interstellar space begins. This distant realm is thought to be the ancestral home of long-period comets, those slow and graceful wanderers that occasionally visit our inner solar system. For millions of years,
These icy travelers drift in a peaceful, dreamlike orbit, barely disturbed by the faint pull of the sun. Their journeys are so long and so patient that a single orbit can span the rise and fall of entire species on Earth. They move through the darkness like silent messengers from a time before memory. Unlike the flat disk of the planets, the Oort cloud exists as a soft, three-dimensional bubble, cradling the solar system from every direction. It does not lie in a single plane but surrounds us in a gentle sphere, as if the solar system rests within a cosmic snow globe. This unique shape tells a story of ancient nudges and slow migrations, where icy bodies were softly pushed outward by the gravity of giant planets billions of years ago. They drifted into the quiet dark, settling into their distant orbits like seeds scattered on a still pond. The objects within this faraway realm are made mostly of frozen volatiles, water, ammonia, and methane, preserved in a state of perfect, crystalline stillness. In the deep cold of interstellar space, these materials remain as pristine snowy crystals, untouched by the warmth of the sun. They float in a silence so profound that not a single molecule stirs, holding within them the original building blocks of our solar system. Each one is a tiny time capsule, a frozen memory of creation. Scientists believe that trillions of these icy bodies inhabit the Oort cloud, yet they are spaced so far apart that the region remains a dark, tranquil void. Each object drifts in a solitary dance, separated from its nearest neighbor by immense stretches of velvet space. There is no crowding, no collision, only a slow, eternal ballet performed in the quietest corner of existence. It is a place where time itself seems to slow, and the universe holds its breath. Far beyond the planets, at the very edge of our solar system, lies a place where the sun's gentle pull begins to fade. Here, in the outermost reaches of the Oort cloud, the sun's gravity softly blends with the gravity of neighboring stars. This is a delicate transition zone, a quiet boundary where the influence of our own star gives way to the vastness of the galaxy. In this serene and distant realm, a passing star might drift by, its gravity a mere whisper. That whisper can gently nudge an icy body, a frozen relic from the birth of the solar system. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, this wanderer begins a long journey, drifting inward toward the warm light of the inner system, where it may one day grace our skies as a comet. Think of the Kuiper belt, a ring of icy bodies just beyond Neptune, a familiar and structured region. Now, let your mind drift further, to the Oort cloud, a sphere of such immense size that it makes the Kuiper belt seem like a tiny island. The Oort cloud is not a ring, but a vast ethereal shell that envelops our entire solar system. It is the final frontier, the furthest reach of our sun's gentle influence. Out here, the sun is no longer a blazing disk, but merely a distant tiny glimmer, a faint point of light in an endless sea of darkness. This is the true edge of our cosmic home, a place of profound isolation and quiet. The Oort cloud is more than just a distant frontier. It is a frozen time capsule. It preserves the original chemistry of the solar nebula, the vast cloud of gas and dust that gave birth to our sun and planets 4.6 billion years ago. Locked within these icy bodies are the pristine ingredients of our cosmic creation. When a comet is nudged from this cloud and journeys inward, it carries with it these ancient, quiet secrets. As astronomers study these comets, they are like archaeologists carefully brushing away the dust of eons, uncovering the story of our origins. Each comet is a messenger from the dawn of time, whispering tales of how we came to be. The objects within the Oort cloud are so small and so dimly lit by the distant sun that they remain forever hidden from our telescopes. They exist as a theoretical, ghostly presence, a vast population of icy bodies that we cannot see directly. Yet, we know they are there because, occasionally, one of them is set adrift. A gentle gravitational nudge sends it on a long, slow journey toward the inner solar system. As it approaches, it transforms into a graceful, slow-moving comet, a luminous visitor that betrays the existence of its hidden home. These comets are the only visible evidence of the Oort Cloud, fleeting messengers from a realm of eternal darkness. Imagine the Oort Cloud as a soft, snowy blanket of ice, drifting in the eternal stillness of the galactic void. It is a place of profound silence, where no sound disturbs the peace. Here, the solar system does not end with a bang, but with a gentle, frozen whisper. Countless icy bodies float in a serene, slow dance, untouched by the frantic motion of the inner worlds. This is the quiet edge of our cosmic home, a place of deep tranquility and timeless slumber. In this vast, silent expanse, the solar system's story fades into the quiet of the galaxy. The Oort Cloud cradles our solar system in a soft, icy embrace, a final, peaceful frontier. Imagine a vast, spherical shell of icy debris, cradling our entire solar system in its gentle embrace. This is the Oort Cloud, extending far beyond the known planets, up to 200,000 astronomical units from the Sun. Here, the Sun's warm influence fades into a soft whisper, and the deep silence of interstellar space begins. It is a realm of profound stillness, where the last echoes of our star's gravity hold sway over ancient, frozen wanderers. From this distant sanctuary, long-period comets begin their slow, million-year journey toward the inner solar system. These icy travelers carry secrets from the dawn of time, frozen in a peaceful slumber. A passing star's gentle nudge is all it takes to send them drifting inward, their ancient memories awakening as they approach the sun's warm light. They move with a quiet grace, their surfaces etched with the history of the cosmos. Unlike the flat disk of the Kuiper belt, the Oort Cloud is a soft, shimmering sphere surrounding the sun from every direction. This three-dimensional cocoon of ice and dust ensures that comets can grace our skies from any point in the velvet night. It is a complete floating embrace, a celestial blanket woven from the remnants of creation, holding us in its gentle, frozen arms. Astronomers believe the Oort Cloud formed from the leftover remnants of the early solar system, gently pushed outward by the gravity of giant planets like Jupiter and Neptune. These icy fragments embarked on a slow, graceful migration. They settled into their distant, quiet orbits, a peaceful diaspora cast to the very edge of our star's domain, where they now rest in eternal stillness. The region is so immense and sparse that the distance between individual icy bodies is vast, creating a feeling of profound solitude. In this wide open expanse, a single object may drift for eons without ever encountering another piece of ice. It is a place of deep, unending stillness, where silence reigns and time itself seems to slow to a quiet, frozen halt. Some theories suggest that the Oort Cloud is not entirely our own. It may be a gentle collection of cosmic souvenirs, icy fragments captured from passing stars long ago. These ancient travelers now drift in a slow, silent waltz around our sun, a quiet gallery of distant memories held in the softest gravitational embrace. The name itself carries a quiet reverence. It honors Jan Oort, a Dutch astronomer who listened to the whispers of comets. He traced their long, elliptical paths and sensed a hidden reservoir far beyond the planets, a vast, unseen sphere of frozen wanderers resting in the deep chill of interstellar space, waiting patiently for a nudge that might send them sunward. Out there, sunlight is a faint, ghostly glimmer. It barely brushes the icy surfaces with a pale, silvery touch. The cloud exists in a state of perpetual twilight, a dim and dreamy realm where the ice remains perfectly still. No warmth disturbs its slumber, only the soft, steady cold of the cosmic void, preserving these ancient bodies in a serene, unending freeze. The motion within this distant shell is a slow, deep breath. Objects glide along wide, sweeping ellipses, their journeys so vast that a single orbit can span millions of years. There is no rush, no urgency, just a patient, rhythmic drift, a quiet pulse that echoes the calm, unhurried heartbeat of the universe itself. When we imagine this place, we can picture a soft, translucent veil, a delicate sphere of stardust and frost cradling our solar system in a protective hush. It is the quiet frontier, where the warmth of our sun fades into a gentle whisper, and our home softly merges with the sparkling, infinite sea of the Milky Way, a tender boundary holding us in a silent cosmic embrace. Far beyond the planets, where the sun's warm light becomes a distant memory, there is a vast and silent shell. It is the Oort Cloud, a shimmering sphere of icy debris that gently envelops our entire solar system. You can almost feel its stillness, a soft, deep quiet that holds the edges of our cosmic home. The sun's light, once so bright, is now a tiny spark, a warm, distant flicker in the profound dark. The cold here is a soft blanket. The silence is a deep, velvety hush. This is the outermost boundary, a place where the sun's voice is but a whisper, a gentle, fading glow in the endless night. You can sense the vastness, the deep, quiet dark that stretches on forever. It is a place of peace, a serene, still cradle at the edge of everything we know. It is a soft, protective shell, a gentle boundary between our sun and the interstellar night, a soft, dark lullaby. Within this celestial sphere, trillions of small frozen bodies drift. They are made of water, ice, ammonia, and methane. Ancient remnants from the birth of our solar system, they float in a peaceful eternal dance, a slow, graceful ballet in the dark. Here, the sun's gravity slowly eases its tender hold. The pull becomes so soft, so faint. It is a place of deep, serene cold, a quiet cradle at the very edge. The stillness is so profound you could almost touch it, a soft, dark embrace that holds the secrets of our past. These icy wanderers have been here for eons. They have seen the slow turning of the galaxy. They drift in a dreamless sleep, waiting. They are the oldest travelers, the quiet keepers of the outer dark. From this silent cloud, long-period comets are born. Their journeys are so vast they take millions of years to complete a single, graceful orbit around our distant sun. For eons they wander in the stillness, quiet and unseen, drifting through the deep cold. Then a gentle gravitational nudge, soft as a whisper, sends them drifting inward. They glide toward the warm light, a slow, elegant fall from the dark. They become the visitors we sometimes see streaking across our night sky, a fleeting streak of light, a message from the outer quiet, a reminder of the vast, silent realm that surrounds us, a journey from the edge of the sun's hold to the warmth of our inner worlds. Because it is so incredibly distant, the Oort Cloud remains a theoretical mystery. No telescope has ever directly observed its icy inhabitants. It is too far, too dim. We infer its existence from the sweeping, elegant paths of the comets that journey to us from that profound cold. Their orbits whisper of a hidden, icy realm. A quiet secret held in the dark, far beyond our sight, a soft, unseen boundary. A dream at the edge of our sun's influence. It is a place we can only imagine. Some astronomers believe the Oort Cloud was not born here. It was softly captured from a sister star in the glowing dawn of our solar system. These icy fragments were gently gathered, tucked into a vast spherical shell, and have been sleeping there ever since. The cloud has two quiet parts, a rounded inner core and a more flattened outer disk. This shape holds the memory of a gentle push when the young giant planets nudge these small bodies outward into the deep velvet blackness. The Kuiper belt is a flat disk, like a record spinning in the dark. But the Oort Cloud is a soft, floating bubble. Because it is a sphere, comets can drift toward the sun from any direction, descending from the heights or rising from the depths. Out there, the temperature is nearly absolute zero. The ice is held in a permanent, crystalline sleep. Only when a comet begins its long inward journey does the sun's warmth slowly awaken it, unfurling a glowing, ethereal tail. Think of the Oort Cloud as a quiet cosmic library. It preserves the original chemistry of the nebula. Each frozen pebble holds a peaceful record of the ancient materials that formed the planets and the moon. A vast, silent sphere of ancient ice cradles our solar system, a distant sanctuary where comets dream in frozen stillness far beyond the sun's warm reach. Stretching nearly 200,000 astronomical units, this icy veil extends twice the distance to our nearest star, where the sun's gentle pull fades into the quiet of interstellar space. Billions of years ago, the giant planets softly nudged these icy wanderers outward, and they drifted into a serene, distant orbit, a quiet ballet in the cosmic dark. Unlike the flat disk of the Kuiper belt, this cloud is a soft, glowing bubble, where comets descend from every direction, like silent messengers from the deep. These ancient travelers are forged of frozen water, ammonia, and methane, preserved in the timeless cold of the cosmic void, waiting in perfect stillness. A passing star's whisper or the galaxy's gentle tide nudges an icy sleeper from its ancient orbit, beginning a million-year fall toward the sun's warm embrace. In the Oort Cloud's vast silence, trillions of frozen sentinels drift, each a crystalline time capsule cradling the nebula's primordial secrets. At the edge of forever, sunlight fades to a dim, ethereal glow, and our sun becomes just another shimmering jewel in the endless night. The Milky Way's soft gravitational breath stirs the Oort Cloud, sending icy voyagers on a slow pilgrimage that binds our solar system to the galactic heart. Here at the ultimate frontier, matter surrenders to a silent, meditative waltz, drifting in profound peace at the edge of our cosmic home. Picture the Oort Cloud as a quiet, icy blanket, gently wrapping the sun in a protective layer of stardust and frost. It is a serene and distant boundary, a soft edge where the warmth of our solar family slowly fades into the endless, floating mystery of deep space. This vast shell of frozen fragments marks the transition from the familiar light of our star to the silent, dark ocean of the universe. Here, ancient comets sleep in the cold, dreaming of journeys that may never come, cradled in the stillness of the cosmic night. The Oort Cloud is a peaceful guardian, a gentle reminder of the delicate balance between the known and the unknown. It cradles our solar system in a quiet embrace, a final whisper of home before the vastness begins. In its soft presence, we find a reflection of our own inner peace, a tender boundary between what we see and what we can only imagine. It is a place of deep rest, a silent sentinel that holds the secrets of our origins, waiting patiently in the dark, forever watching over us with a calm and steady grace.
And so, our journey to the icy edge of the solar system comes to a gentle close. Your mind has wandered through the quiet Oort Cloud, and now it's time to let it all go. If this peaceful exploration helped you drift off, please leave a like. And if you subscribe, I'll be here to guide you through more cosmic dreams whenever you need. Good night, sleep well, and remember, the Oort Cloud is always there, a silent guardian at the edge of our solar system, waiting for your dreams to visit. Rest now, everything is exactly as it should be.